Hey, hi, and in this lecture I'm going to cover some more things about lists. You saw in the previous lecture that this was a list and it had 3 strings. But you can also have a mix of strings and other data types, such as an integer in this case. So address with index of 1 is actually a number, and you can check that, the type of that is an integer, which underlies that you can do mathematical operations with that. So 18 plus 20 is 38. In this case, maybe you're asking, why did we use a string here? Well, you could have also used an integer, but we're not interested about mathematical operations with these data types. So it's just fine to use text, so to use a string. This is just the street number, so it's fine to just keep it as string. Now, besides the normal index system that starts from 0 for the first item, 1 and 2, lists also have another indexing system that starts from -1 for the last item, then -2, -3, and so on. You can see that -1 gives you New York, -2 gives you 18, and so on. So this system is good when you have a long list, let's say a list with 20 items, and you want to access the last item, but you don't want to count from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, so to count all the items, when all you want is to access an item that is closer to the right than to the left of the list. So this system is referred to as negative indexing. The other one is referred to as positive indexing. Now, besides accessing single items of a list, you can also access a slice of a list. For example, if you do address and you do 0 to 2 and close a square bracket, press enter, this will give you another list including only the first and the second item of the list. So this is a slicing syntax. You need to use this colon here. Basically what you're doing here is you're telling Python to give you items from 0 to 1. Actually this is 2, but Python ignores the last item. So in other words, it's upper bound exclusive. It excludes the upper bound, which is this one here, from the slice. So in simple words, if you want to access from index 0 to index 1, you'd have to put 2. If you wanted all the items of the list, you do 0 to nothing, so which means from 0 to the end. That would be similar to this. So this is saying get me everything from the start to the end, or get me everything from the start to number 2, index 2. So from the start, flat flow street, to item with index 1, since we have index 2, and so on. You can also do negative slicing, so from -1 to -2. That will actually give you an empty list, because Python cannot go from right to left. It goes from left to right when it does slicing. So if you wanted to get 18 and New York using negative slicing, you'd start from -2. So which means the first index is always included in the slice, just like it does with list, with positive indexing. So 0 is included in the slice, as you see, flat floor street. Also -2, which is 18, is included in the list. And since you have an open upper bound, this will include everything on the right of -2, which is New York. If you had -2 and -1, you only get a team because the last item is not included in the list. As I mentioned, list slicing is upper bound exclusive. And this is about this lecture, and I'll talk to you later.